Why don't unhoused people just get a job? We've heard this talking point time and time again, and as time goes on, people continue to demonize and dehumanize unhoused people. We even have news hosts saying that we should unalive them.
Involuntary lethal injection or something, just kill them.
The premise that an unhoused person can just get a job is a lie that falls apart quickly. A 2021 study out of the University of Chicago and the Census Bureau linked shelter records to actual IRS earnings data and found that 53% of sheltered unhoused people and 40% of unsheltered unhoused people had formal wages in the year that they were unhoused. A study conducted by the National Association of Home Builders concluded that 77% of Americans cannot afford a median-priced home. The question is, in a supposedly successful capitalist system, why can the same people who work not afford housing? To understand why, go back to 1943 to a psychologist named Abraham Maslow. We all know the hierarchy of needs, but what people forget is what he actually said sits at the bottom. In a paper called A Theory of Human Motivation, Maslow writes, "Man lives by bread alone when there is no bread. Everything we praise, ambition, discipline, self-improvement, showing up to the interview in a clean shirt, all of it lives near the top of that pyramid. You cannot stand at the top of the pyramid whose bottom has been kicked out from under you. Unhoused people often get little sleep because it isn't safe to sleep. No shower, no address, nowhere to keep your ID that won't be stolen or thrown away when the city clears your things. A job search is a luxury of the already housed. And it's not just the body. In 2013, researchers published a study in Science showing the sheer mental weight of poverty and the constant math of survival drop people's cognitive performance by the equivalent of 13 IQ points. As one of the authors put it, worrying about money impaired people, even more than being seriously sleep deprived. This is the capitalist system running exactly as designed, and Marx wrote about it in 1867. He called it the Industrial Reserve Army. Capitalism, he argued, requires a pool of desperate, unemployed people because that desperation is what keeps everyone else's wages down and everyone else too scared to ask for more. In his words, pauperism forms a condition of capitalist production. Marx takes this a step further by saying the Industrial Reserve Army puts a curb on their pretensions. The relative surplus population is the background against the law of demand-supply of labor. It confines the field of action of this law to the limits absolutely convenient to capital's drive to exploit and dominate the workers. And we know it's a choice, because the solution is easy. Give people homes. No strings, no sobriety tests, no proving they deserve it. We can solve homelessness, and it makes economic sense. We would save $1.44 for every $1 spent. Finland did it as national policy, and their unhoused numbers have been falling for over a decade. Meanwhile, there are 15 million homes in the US and about 771,000 people with nowhere to sleep. Engels noticed the same obscenity in 1872. Enough housing already exists, he wrote. The shortage is manufactured by the order that profits from it. So the sociologist Matthew Desmond puts it best. For 100 years, he says, we stared at the people jumping out of the burning buildings and asked why they keep jumping. We should have been asking who lit the fire and who's warming their hands by it.